Welcome once again, and thank you for watching Sunrise at Sea on this public holiday. We have yet another interesting conversation, and this lady wrote to us. Something happened to her. She has been scammed, and this is how it unfolded. So she wrote to us and said, "Dear CTV Sunrise, I started attending this church a couple of months ago. I was in a bad place in my life where I really needed to do some soul searching, and I really felt at home there and met supportive people, particularly this young lady who was so devout. She told me of a savings scheme where we'd all put 10 million shillings and begin a joint business. She then introduced me to other 3 group members. Last week, I gave her my cat. Since then, her phone has been off, and I haven't seen her at any prayer meeting or Bible study. Have I been scammed? What should I do?" Daphne.
No, you have not been scammed. Your funds have found their way to heaven. Yes, you have been scammed, girl.
Before we dive into this conversation, let us see what being scammed is. Now, a scam is a term used to describe any fraudulent business or scheme that takes money or other goods from an unsuspecting person. Scams can come in many forms, but all are designed to get hold of your money. They do this by getting you to reveal your personal details, stealing your information, or even tricking you into willingly handing over the cash. And this is what happened to you, Daphne. Ladies, have you been scammed before?
No, I haven't. I think, no, I haven't. But I do know of people who have been scammed. And sometimes you need to ask yourself some questions, even the ones that you think that are stupid. Ask the questions. And whenever you find yourself in a situation, okay, there are a lot of people who are very unsuspecting.
Yes.
Okay, who have this pretty rainbow unicorn colored, view of the world. But you need to learn to ask questions. Don't be too gullible and too trusting. Ask questions. If it is, say, a savings scheme, ask questions. Is it registered? Is it certified? Who knows about it? Where can I find these people? What are the offices? Ask all the questions. I want your national ID. I want your TIN number. Ask all those questions. Go verify with the bank, if they have a bank account. Ask all those questions, especially ladies and gentlemen. We are living in very, very tricky times, so don't be too trusting of people. No, I have not been scammed, but I know people who have been scammed before. And even after I advised them, they still thought that perhaps I was, being paranoid or overlooking into the situation. When somebody starts asking questions that you don't have answers to, Oyo mufere.
You, Shivan, have you been?
No, I haven't been scammed. Have I scammed someone before? No, I've not scammed someone before. But I think, like Sarah hinted on, I think it's very important that you ask the right questions. However, it is also quite absurd. I mean, not just in different countries, but in Uganda here where we are, very many churches in Uganda, I know a few that have scammed people of their money. Some have even been published in the papers. So it is something that is happening. And for very many people out there, I mean, the least place you would expect theft is the church. However, it seems that this is the center of where scammers be and
Because your guard is down.
Yes, I mean, why would you think that someone in church, I mean, you're praying, but someone is trying to pickpocket your bag, someone is plotting to scam you and steal your money? It is unheard of. However, that is where actually the biggest majority of people are getting duped. So, my friend, in Nigeria, they say, shine your eyes, open your eyes.
Suspect everybody.
Everybody's a
I
suspect.
have been scammed before.
You have? What happened?
Well, this person actually took my phone. Not money, but took my phone. So I was younger, and I met this lady, and she pretended to know me. She said, "Oh, how is your mom?" and everything, just to get me to trust her. I said, "Oh, can I make a quick phone call?" Yeah, she never came back. She just walked off with my phone.
Oh my God.
I feel like
It's so embarrassing.
that
I've
is-
never told
that is
her
like
yet.
the simplest
I told my sister that
scam.
my phone was stolen. I didn't tell her that actually happened.
That's how it happened.
Because I was embarrassed.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? Then later on, many years later, I was trying to sell my car, and you know, like different buyers are interested and stuff. So they came, this couple, and they looked dodgy. You know, you can see people who are dodgy. And they're like, oh, okay, can we see the logbook? I'm like, why do you want to see the logbook? Where's the money?
Yes.
Yeah. It's like, no, just give us the logbook so we go and check if the car is. I'm like,
Go and
honey.
check what?
No, that's not going to
Exactly.
happen. Money hits my account, I give you logbook. That's how it works. But I mean, this can happen to anyone. Some people, like me, I was so embarrassed, like to say so. But this can happen to anybody. Like,
That's
you can
true.
be conned, yeah? You can be scammed. And this happened to the actress Anne Hathaway several years ago. That is Anne Hathaway with her boyfriend then. And this guy is the Italian-born Folieri, son of a lawyer and a mathematics professor, moved to New York in 2003 when he was 25. Soon after, he started the Folieri Group, a company whose ostensible goal was to help the Catholic Church unload their real estate properties amid financial fallout from the child sex abuse scandal. Now, he garnered investors by claiming that he had a close personal connection to the Vatican. He did not. That enabled him to buy church properties at below market rates. He could not. Yet Folieri committed to the ruse, installed an altar in his office, had a nun as his receptionist, and kept ceremonial robes in his office. He also started dating a young up-and-upcoming actress named Anne Hathaway. It was totally love at first sight, said Hathaway in an interview, according to Vanity Fair. He is so good looking. He looks like a god. Well, yeah.
They always look like God.
She was, oh my goodness, she was devastated after this because she was really into the, I mean, she thought the guy was a god. And she was so devastated. The guy was arrested for 14 counts of fraud, yeah, and many other things. And she just had to come out of that relationship.
That's the thing. Ask questions. There are some people who have not been scammed, but then have got themselves in situations where they even marry, you know, people who are con men and whatnot, and
That's
you don't
true.
know. It is important to ask questions. My mother taught me that ask all the questions and date back, follow back, because whenever I tell my mom I'm dating someone, listen, she even asked, I think she even asked for the blood group, you know, which hospital, which village, who is their grandfather, which year, which school, because you have to date back, because a lot of people are not what they seem, and you shouldn't allow, I've said this many times, don't be gullible, ask questions or it's date back, do your research, because anybody can be a mufere. Even a mufere in love, a mufere with money. You've heard of people who have been scammed after, you know, you pay money and then you get a job.
Yes.
People who have been scammed that, oh, you have won this prize, but send this money so that we can what? Clear
Those
your
people who
goods.
keep on calling me.
Yes.
I'm like, if
But
you
you
have nothing
see,
to do, don't do it on my phone.
that also brings out the aspect, for most cases, it is the aspect of desperation. I mean, for people who say, I bring money and we shall get you a job abroad, like, we want quick things. You have just gotten a deal, but you want it chap. Then someone is telling you, hey, bring this money within 2 days. It will double into $2,000. Where? How? Some things are honestly not realistic, but because sometimes we choose to be very naive, but also we are so desperate to have something work out that we decide to put our sixth sense and understanding sense behind us and think that somehow this magic is actually going to happen.
That is very true. And what I have learned, when something seems too good to be true, it usually is. It's too good to be true. It usually is. And I think most women fall prey to this, like Anne Hathaway. Women, they want the finished product.
Yes.
This guy is like this, he has money, he has this home, he has this one. She's not asking questions. Like, what do you do? Where is this money coming from? Make it your business to know. And those guys will say, oh, I do business here and there.
Where is
what
it?
business do you do?
I'm
Where is
a
your
business
office?
tycoon.
I'm doing business.
I handle a lot of
What
things.
do you do
Just trust
exactly?
me.
Because he'll give you this lavish lifestyle that you want, but there can come a day where people would show up at your house and that life will be pulled from under you like a rag.
Exactly.
And you might even end up in prison. We have heard of some ladies who end
Yes.
up in prison with these tycoons in town.
Yes. Oh my God, you've reminded me. So a friend
You
of
become
mine,
yeah.
I don't know how I didn't think of this. Last year, a friend of mine got married to a well, we didn't know him as family, but they did get married, and 3 months down the road, he had bought her land and they had moved into a house together, a very posh house, and bought her car. 2 months, 3 months, 6 months down the road, a family arrives at her family house. She's there with her children. That is the owner of the wife. The real wife had now arrived all the way from the US and asked her, what are you doing here? And this is my husband's house. No, this is my house. This is the title. That's my car. This is the logbook. The land that you're talking about, this is the land title. And everything was actually not in her names. Nothing. And the guy disappeared after. It is terrible.
I'm thinking that some women, they put themselves in this situation because you want to get into, you want everything. Rome wasn't built in a day. It wasn't built in a day. And if you want to cash in on this, be part of the process. You know what I mean? Like, be part of the process.
Yeah.
Like, another lady in another scenario, she met this guy and she was just, you know how you meet somebody, but she was all like, oh no, he drives this and that car, he does this and this. He's tapping into what you want, your emotion. Yeah, he's playing you. And this guy asked her out and she said yes, and she said she wanted a particular car. So they went, they looked at the car and she loved it. Is this the car you want? She said yes. The guy wrote a check. After they went to the Masai Mara for the weekend, she was supposed to pick the car when they came back. So when she came back, the guy wasn't picking her calls. Then she's like, you know what? They told me to pick my car on Tuesday. Let me go pick it. She goes there and the guy is like, no, the check never fell through.
Oh my gosh.
She lost it. She lost it because she wanted the car and she had been conned. I'm sorry, but I laughed myself to tears. I'm like, you're the one who put yourself in this position. You put yourself in this position.
Because you don't ask questions. You don't have to be a part of the process, but you know, you have to know everything about this person, especially. I know we're talking about money, and the lady who wrote to us is asking us if she got scammed with her money, but it's still the same thing. It could be money, it could be other possessions, it could be your heart, you know, like this ladies, your friends who got into this situation. Naomi Campbell got herself also in a very sticky situation with the authorities when her ex gave her an engagement ring and it was a blood diamond, and he had been actually smuggling diamonds and minerals from the Congo. So she got herself in a lot of trouble, and she even had to testify.
Wow.
Yes, that she was not involved in it. So ladies, it is, and men, it's very important to have to ask questions. And like Sandra said, when you think when it looks too good to be true, it usually is. But sometimes it could actually be a good thing. But ask questions. And if someone is not giving you a straight answer, then,
fall back.
Fall back. I dated a guy for 2 years and I had never been to his house. After my friend was like, but Sarah, are you serious with your life right now? Who bewitched you? You get? So when I started asking the questions, where do you stay? Because I realized that for 2 years, I was not asking the serious questions. Me, I was here enjoying life.
Enjoyment.
Because I thought I was here to...
Enjoyment.
I wasn't here to suffer. You get? So I was in enjoyment. So then when I started asking the real questions, where do you stay? Where are you from? Your village? Who are your parents? Your family name? Where do you... As I'm asking all these questions, and then he started, withdrawing. So it is very important to ask questions, and I'm just glad that nothing serious happened. Because what if I was dating a con man and then now I have people coming to my house, or dating someone in the mafia, and now the police are looking for me, saying I have connections.
Top list.
Hey.
Well, let's look at the telltale signs. Daphne, I hope you're watching. The telltale signs, it's a scam. It seems too good to be true. If it's too good to be true, it's usually too good to be true. And the person tries hard to gain your trust. Now, this friend of yours, Daphne, who was pretending to be so devout and everything just to get in your inner circle, and I guess she knew that she really needed to be in this space. And, these sharks can smell blood in the water.
True.
They start circling. Once they taste that blood in the water, they know what's up. So they come in for the kill. So also don't open up yourself too much to people.
True.
Always keep something to yourself.
Yeah.
and you've been asked to transfer or give money quickly, there's an urgency that you don't. No, you have to do it now. Tomorrow it will be too late. In the next 2 hours, or such people, be very aware of them. And also, you've been asked to pay in an unusual way instead of sending a bank transfer because they don't want a paper trail. Yeah. And you've been asked to give away personal information like passwords or pins. Be aware of that. You haven't had written confirmation of what's been agreed. There's no agreement or anything. You just do it there and there's no record of it whatsoever. And what you can do to avoid a scam, block unwanted calls and text messages. Those people who call you and tell you you've won this or that, block those. Don't give your personal or financial information in response to a request that you didn't expect. Those ones that just crop up, forget about those. And resist the pressure to act immediately. You're in no rush. Take your time. If the person really wants this, then they will wait. Notice how scammers tell you to pay exactly. Bring it in a bag. Find me here. No, don't do that. Use mobile money, money transfer. Keep a paper trail or electronic trail. Ask for official paperwork and have witnesses. Have somebody there sign an agreement or something. Don't just do it outside with no witnesses or anything. And stop and talk to someone you trust. Go to a confidant and tell them, they're telling me this and this and that. What do you think about it? Let them give you a penny for their thoughts on this particular issue. And they will usually, if you're not thinking straight, they can be your voice of reason with this. Well, that is all we had for you on Our Views 2 this morning. I hope you don't get scammed. You know the tips and tricks now, so just be aware when you're out there. Well, that was all for now on Our Views. Don't blink. Well, thank you for joining us this public holiday, NRA Liberation Day this morning, and we hope you're having such a lovely holiday today. And thank you for hanging out with us from 7 a.m. all the way to 9 a.m. And remember, we're on your screens on these times every Monday to Friday. I hope you enjoyed the show, and from me and the ladies in the studio, have a lovely, lovely public holiday.